What's up, guys? My name is Jerry, and today we're going to be talking about why the Orlando Magic made the right choice by drafting Paolo Banchero. And we're going to jump right into the video. Going into the NBA draft, everyone had the Orlando Magic selecting Jabari Smith with the #1 pick in this year's draft, but they shocked the NBA world by going with Paolo Banchero, and I think this was 100% the correct choice by the Orlando Magic. Given their personnel and the situation that they're in, I think they're in search for a new offensive engine. We look at the Magic since Dwight Howard has left. They've only had one player to average 20 points per game, and that was Nikola Vucevic, and he's no longer a member of the Orlando Magic. So selecting Paolo Banchero, I think he's going to be that driving force that the Orlando Magic are looking for on the offensive side of the ball. And looking at his game in college, I think it was very unique, and I think he has that special blend of a modern day big mixed with an old school big, and where I think he excelled at the most in college was in the low post. Looking at him, watching him work in the post, he showed tremendous footwork. He had all the post moves, whether it was the drop step, the up and under, the step through, post hooks, he had it all. And then Paolo Banchero is 6'8", and he's a lean 250 pounds, so he could finish with brute strength. And what makes him so special is that he can also finish with finesse, and he had that soft touch. Now his game just doesn't stop in the low post, and this is what makes him so special, and this is where that modern day big comes in. Being 6'8", 250 pounds, and being able to put the ball on the floor, he's shown the ability to score in isolation situations, breaking down his defender with dribble moves, getting to his spot for a pull-up. And then we all know his favorite move in college was that spin move, which freed him up almost every time he used it. And then also, he's a great playmaker, and he can run the pick and roll. He can create for himself in that set, and then also he could create for others. And he's actually a really great passer and a really great playmaker. Whether he was throwing a lob or a bounce pass or hitting the corner for a three, or even passing in transition, his passes were always accurate and they were always on target. So the Orlando Magic are really getting a jack of all trades on the offensive side of the ball. Now he is a little bit inconsistent when it comes to three-point shooting. He shot the ball really well in the corner when it came to three-point shooting. At the top of the key, not so well. So the shooting touch is there. It's just something that he's going to have to work on and get a little bit more consistent at. But I'm just looking at of the pick and roll. He can be the screener. He's a great finisher around the rim. He's very athletic. And then guys like Cole Anthony, Markelle Fultz, they're great playmakers. Franz Wagner is a pretty solid passer. So they would love to run that pick and roll with him. And then also Paolo Banchero, this is where his versatility comes in. He also has the ability to run the pick and roll as a ball handler. So I think having a guy like this is going to create so many mismatch problems for opposing teams. And Paolo Banchero, he's going to be able to take advantage of smaller guys in that low post, and then if they throw somebody bigger on him, he's going to be able to take them off the dribble and get to the rim or get to a wide open shot. So I really like this pick by the Orlando Magic, and I think Paolo Banchero has terrific offensive upside. And we look at the rest of this roster and we look at what the Orlando Magic are adding to, I think they're building a really great nucleus. And we have to realize that the Orlando Magic, they're rebuilding, and they're trying to create a championship team. They're trying to create a team to compete. They don't want to rush and get back to mediocrity. They're not trying to rush to get back to the 8th seed, but they're slowly picking what they need. And I think Paolo Banchero was a really good choice for these guys. And we look at their nucleus, I really like what they have going. I like Cole Anthony, and I think he has the potential to be a promising 3-level scorer in this league. I think the only thing that will make him better is consistency in his shot selection, and I think that's something that gets better as you get older as a basketball player, specifically shot selection. When you get more mature, you start to take better shots, and I think Cole Anthony has that skill set that if he picks the right shots, he could average 20 points in this league. It's all about consistency and shot selection, but he can do it all offensively. He's shown the ability to knock down threes, whether it's off the catch or whether it's in the pick and roll, off his step back, breaking the player down. He can get to his three ball whenever he wants. And then he also has the ability to get to that mid-range and rise up for a good pull-up jumper, and then he can get to the rim and finish with both hands. And then they have some other good guards in their backcourt as well. Markelle Fultz, he really showed up for that second half of the season, and I like how aggressive he was, being relentless, getting to the rim, and that opened up a lot for him and his teammates. He was a really great playmaker just by being aggressive, and he was able to find his teammates a lot during the second half of the season. And then they still have Jalen Suggs, and I'm not going to be so quick to give up on him. I know it wasn't the ideal start you would want to have to your career, but I still think he's going to be a really solid player in this league. I like the way he gets out in transition, the facilitator and finisher that he is. I think he's still going to be a solid player for the Orlando Magic. And where things get interesting for this team is this front court. And I really like their front court. And the player I'm most intrigued by is, of course, and I think this is all Orlando Magic fans, and that's Jonathan Isaac. And we all know how special his career could have been by now if it wasn't for those injuries. And just coming out of college, and when he got drafted, really never seen anything like him. He's 6'11". That's the size of most centers in today's NBA. But he could pick up any point guard 96 feet, which is very terrifying. So, but the bright side is with Jonathan Isaac, he's only 24 years of age. He's been rehabbing for about 2 years now. And I think he's going to be able to get majority of his athleticism back. And I think he's going to come back and still be able to be a valuable player for the Orlando Magic. And that's, of course, if the front office continue to be patient with him. But I hope they do, because he could have been so special, man. Really a crazy defensive player. And then they have Wendell Carter, and like I said, his ability to stretch the floor and knock down a three-point shot is going to be very vital for playing alongside Paolo Banchero. But Wendell Carter can really do it on all sides of the. He can really score from all areas on the offensive side of the ball as well. He can shoot the mid-range, he can score in the post, he can score under the rim, he can knock down the three, and then he's a great rebounder. For the second half of the season, he averaged 17 points and 11 rebounds. And then you have Franz Wagner, who's a great three-level scorer. He showed the ability to score with the basketball, without it, and he was great at driving to the rim. He could finish with the right and the left hand, and what I liked about him is he was so fundamental. He took his time, he picked his spots, and it usually worked out well for him. He showed the ability to be a really good scorer, and I like his patience. He can shoot the three ball, he can shoot the mid-range, and he has some nice size to him. So I like what the Orlando Magic have going here. I think they have a pretty good nucleus. But that's going to be it for this video, and I think Paolo Banchero was definitely the right choice for the situation that the Orlando Magic is in. And if you enjoyed this video, leave a like, comment down below if you agree or disagree, and then subscribe for more weekly content. We do this all the time, man, and that's curtains.